I know it's been crazy. Don't judge me. It's been crazy. I thought I had it set for you. Never mind. I'm here. Okay. We're gonna come back on at 9:30. I'm gonna try to sum this up um in a few minutes because I gotta come back on at 9:30. I'm sorry, y'all. Tonight we're gonna be talking about. We're still on part one, so it's three parts to this. Part one. Under was talking about understanding emotions, but we're going to be talking about what emotions are and why we have them. And I'm going to try to sum this up in just a few minutes. I hope everybody's been doing well. I miss y'all. A lot has been going on. Please don't think I am MIA. It's just that I had to get my schedule together for YouTube. But for those of you that may just be following me on YouTube, I want to encourage you to follow me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook and Instagram real hard, y'all. Real hard, real hard. And that's where you can connect with me. But things are changing. I'm excited. Um in midway of this month, got some new stuff going on for my family, and then we'll be shifting and getting some things in order, and then I will be able to have my regular broadcast, and also you will see the you'll be able to see the zodiac readings start to roll out. So I'm gonna get on a constant flow. Y'all, it's been about 4, 5, 6 months since I did that. I really enjoyed those, but the next time I do them, it's going to be on a consistent basis. Remember that first time I did it, it was just for me to try out and see how it flowed, and I did pretty good, and y'all really enjoyed that. A lot of people said I was on point, and that energy is an amazing energy to do zodiac reading, and anytime that I'm able to tap into something and utilize my gift and it flows, I'm very, very, very grateful. Always grateful to spirit. Always. Because I could be somewhere else doing something else. But I'm here with y'all. I'm here. Okay? So let's go ahead and Nene, can you get me some water? Let's go ahead and light some incense. And we're gonna talk about what emotions are and why we have them. And we're going to try to sum this up in 30 minutes. You know, the first part, it was the intro. I learned so much about the intro of emotional intelligence. And just from the intro, it has really, really helped my life. It has really, really helped me um, within myself, and especially in my relationships, because I can be kind of controlling when it comes to, and it's not my friendship, it's just my intimate relationships. I could be controlling. I want it this way, I want them to do it that way, and that's not emotional intelligence. Okay, that's just manipulation. Let's call it what it is. It is what it is. That's just manipulation. Nobody wants to live like that. I don't want nobody controlling me. You know what I'm saying? So that intro helped me recognize, understand, like, girl, you gotta let people just filter through and stop acting crazy. Okay, so it's been a full day. I've shared some things with my children. It's kind of thick in here. Because y'all know, when I get to talking, Lord have mercy. Let's go ahead and clear this energy so I can go ahead and have a selenite wand in here. I just felt the need to hit it 6 times. Okay. All right. Okay. I was saying something at the bottom of the screen that I hadn't seen before. I don't know what this is, y'all. Oh, they put a few. Okay, I'm not going to touch that. Okay. What emotions are and why we have them. Emotions are what move us. Emotions are a driving force. And any one day, a range of emotions can take you on a roller coaster that brings you up and then takes you down. You know how it is. In the morning, a project is canceled. Despite all the work you put into it, you feel frustrated and angry. But then a friend phones with some good news, you're delighted. There's a long line for lunch. That's frustrating. Back at work, you're told that the project is back on after all. Joy. But your brother phones to say he and his wife have separated. You feel sad. A colleague announces she's gotten a promotion. You are jealous and regret that you didn't apply for the job. And your son texts to say he got a part in the school play. Happy and pleased. The emotional roller coaster takes you up high, where the view is great, but then it suddenly plunges you downward, turning you upside down and rolling you around before taking you up on a high again. Joseph Roth said, "Nothing vivifies and nothing kills like the emotions." Okay? What are emotions? Emotions are an important part of being human. Emotions cause us to feel, think, and act in different ways. To do something or to avoid doing something. Emotions are complex reactions that engage our bodies and minds. They play an important role in how we think, feel, and behave. In fact, any one emotion can be made up of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Let's look at each of those aspects more closely. Behavioral aspects. The behavioral aspects of an emotion are concerned with how you respond to a situation, what you do or don't do, what actions you do or don't take. Some people, for example, writing and rub their hands when they are anxious, ring and rub their hand when they are anxious or tap their foot when irritated or impatient. Some of us bang the table with our fists when we are angry. Some people jump up and down when they are excited when their team is winning. The behavioral aspect of an emotion is the most obvious, observable aspect. Physical aspects. These are the physical changes, the internal bodily changes you experience. Increased heart rate, feeling queasy, for example, when you experience an emotion. When an emotion occurs, particularly a strong basic emotion like fear or anger, chemicals, hormones secreted by the body's various glands are activated and spread to other parts of the body. Your body's muscles, circulatory system, digestive system, and organs such as your heart and liver shift from their normal level of or function due to the effect of chemical and neural action. Some of these physical responses can be observed, such as the constriction or dilation of the iris of your eye, sweating, and blushing. Other responses are relatively hidden, such as an increased heart rate, stomach activity, and increase or decrease in saliva. And interestingly, some very different emotions provoke the same physical response. For example, excitement and anxiety can have the same sensation, such as rapid breathing and a pounding heart. In that case, what determines whether what you feel is happy or anxious? Your thoughts. Cognitive aspects. Your thoughts, ideas, beliefs, and mental images are also part of an emotion. For example, supposing you had an important interview, presentation, or meeting tomorrow, your thoughts might include, "I don't know if I can do this." I might dry up and forget what to say. You might get butterflies in your stomach, your heart rate increases, and you start feeling hot. In some ways, emotions are your thoughts felt physically. Your thoughts can lead to a physical change. Most women who have breastfed their child will tell you that they only had to think of their baby and they could feel milk come into their breast. However, you don't have to be nursing a baby to experience similar effects. Imagine, for example, that you are given a big, ripe, juicy orange. Imagine yourself smelling the orange, feeling its texture, smelling its distinct citrus aroma. Next, see yourself cutting the orange into 4 quarters and taking one of those quarters and putting it into your mouth and taking a big juicy bite. If you imagine this clearly, you will notice that your mouth started to produce some extra saliva. You may have noticed your mouth puckering up and perhaps even watering. Emotions are dynamic. Any one aspect can trigger the other. How you think, feel, and act are intrinsically linked. If your computer has ever failed to do what you want, you may well have found yourself getting angry. Your angry response could begin with a physical reaction, a rise in adrenaline, rapid heartbeat, and breathing. This triggers a behavioral reaction. You thump the table. This is immediately followed by the thought, "Oh my God, now I won't get this work finished." Or you could thump the table first. This could trigger a physical response, an adrenaline rush, rapid heartbeat, and breathing. Again, your thoughts follow close behind. Or the angry response would begin with the thought, "Oh my God, now I won't get that work finished." This thought triggers adrenaline, which increases your heart rate and affects your breathing. Often we are not that aware of these different aspects of an emotion. Sometimes one aspect is so strong that it overwhelms and hides the other aspect. Other times, one aspect of an emotion may be so difficult that you automatically suppress that part, shutting down or suppressing uncomfortable thoughts. For example, the science of emotion. Feeling sad when a good friend moves away. Anxiety before a test or exam. Feeling thrilled that you've been offered the job. Reacting with fear when you see a snake. You might think you understand how you feel and what causes those feelings, but just how is your brain influencing your emotions? Your brain is made up of many different parts that all work together to process the information it receives. Emotional responses appear to come from one area of the brain, the amygdala, a small structure within the limbic system, one of the first areas in the human brain to develop. The way the limbic system responds to experiences and situations is simple and basic. And because the limbic system regulates the emotion, your emotional responses are also simple and basic. For example, even though other parts of your brain can reason that only certain snakes are dangerous, the limbic system cannot. It's not the thinking part of your brain. It can't differentiate among snakes. So when you see a snake, you react automatically and immediately without thinking. This means that unless you're familiar with different types of snakes, you will respond with fear when you see any snake, whether or not if it's dangerous. So the limbic system enables you to respond quickly, instinctively, without having to think about it. When you need to respond quickly to something, there's no time to think. You need to move fast. Another part of your brain, the neocortex, is the thinking, reasoning part of your brain. The neocortex enables the most complex mental activity, such as the conscious thought, language, and spatial reasoning. However, it is much slower than the limbic system. So, if you suddenly see a car, snake, or a falling tree coming toward you, you are unlikely to use your neocortex to think through the potential danger. Your limbic system will snap into action and make you react without thinking. Rational thinking is sometimes too slow for handling a threat, a tree falling toward you. Sometimes you need to react more quickly and basic emotion, like fear and surprise, help you do that. They are survival mechanisms and are hardwired into our biology, just like metabolic processes and muscle reflexes. Okay? Intuition. Another example of the limbic system in action is the occasions when you have a split second awareness, an inner voice, quote unquote, that tells you something in an instant. If you've ever had a moment where you felt as though something wasn't right, when things didn't seem to add up, then you've experienced intuition. Conversely, you could have experienced situations where everything did add up. Everything did seem to come together to tell you to take action straightway. That's also your intuition, an immediate knowing. You don't know why, you just feel it. Intuition cuts out all the thought and leaps straight to the answer, sometimes referred to as a gut feeling or a hunch. Intuition presents itself to you as an immediate sensation. It is noticeable enough to be acted on, yet too quick for you to need to process and understand it. Ruby was walking along a crowded beach in Spain with her 3-year-old son, Jack. 3 local middle-aged women were walking close by in the same direction. Every time her son stopped to examine a shell or pebble, the women slowed their pace. Ruby was only vaguely aware of this. At one point, the woman stopped abruptly in front of Ruby and Jack. Ruby bumped into them. She apologized and carried on walking with her son, but was aware that the woman dispersed and walked off in different directions. Without thinking or knowing why, Ruby suddenly checked her bag. Her purse was gone. That immediate knowing that something definitely wasn't right alerted her to take action. She grabbed her son, ran after one of the women, and started remonstrating with her. Another of the women returned to the scene, and Ruby felt a tug on her bag. She opened it again. Her purse had been dropped back into her bag. There's nothing magical about intuition. The hell it ain't. Hey sis, girl, I know it's been crazy with this schedule. I put 7:30, honey. I'm thinking it's 8:30. I'm talking to my kids. I said, you know what? I'm gonna get on here. It was like 8:26. I'm gonna get on here, honey, because I gotta be there for my people now. Now this is ridiculous. So here I am, and I'm coming back at 9:30. So I'm trying to hurry up and get this done so I get a little breathe, and do the 9:30. So glad to see you. Okay. It was saying nothing is magical about intuition. It's simply being aware of and tuning in to what your senses are telling you, what your ears, eyes, and nose, sense of taste, sense of touch, and physical sensations are communicating. Everyone has intuition. It's a process that gives you the ability to know something directly without thinking. It bridges the gap between the conscious and the non-conscious parts of your mind, and between instinct and reason. Intuitive messages are often keen and quick, which makes them easy to miss. So often, intuitive messages are drowned out by all the other internal and external noise and actively that is going on around you. Here's how to develop and hone your intuition. I want y'all to listen to this. When I was in ministry, I have go figure. I have a gift, and I had a school of the prophets. I will always be trained in prophets. I actually had a school of prophets online, and that's one of the questions I was always asked: how do I know that God is telling me something? How do I know I'm hearing from the Spirit? How do I know the difference between my voice and God's voice? You know what I'm saying? It's all in the matter of intuition, because it's the God in us. But we're not going to go down that beautiful rabbit hole. But I love the fact that we're going to learn. And hopefully I agree with everything about, sharpening your intuition. Because it made me kind of offended that the writer said, Gil Hassan, said, it's nothing magical about it. Oh, it's everything magical about the intuition. I think, Okay? It's just your viewpoint. Maybe she's not a spiritual person. He or she, I don't know. Um, the author of the book. But for me, it is very magical, especially when you take time to cultivate it. I mean, every time somebody's ancestor shows up and start talking, you know what I'm saying? Every time I'm able to know something just by flipping a card or listening to what I hear in my inner ear before I do a reading, and then flip the damn cards and it's right what I said before I flip the card. You understand? It's magical to me. So that's why I felt a little taken back, like, no, she didn't, no, he didn't, you know. But that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Okay, you may think differently. Okay. All right. To begin, listen to your body and the signals it is giving in any situation. By being aware of your physical feelings in everyday situations, when, for example, something doesn't feel right or you feel unsure about something. Hearing involves being aware of sound. Listening involves concentrating on sound. Stop and notice some of the sounds around you right now. Traffic, the wind in the trees or the birds outside, the sound of the TV, radio, or someone talking in the next room, the sound of your breathing, or the sound of silence. Let me tell y'all something. That's why I say intuition is magical. My ears are not A1 sharp. I'll be the first one to tell you. I had a lot of ear infections when I was little, and my ears are not A1 sharp. But that's why I say it's magical. I miss some things. Okay? I miss some things. But in the spirit, them ears is a double one sharp. For real. Quadruple sharp. So, I agree and disagree. Because look, it's just magical. I mean, I'm able to hear that clear. You know, I can hear footsteps. I can hear, you know what I'm saying? I can barely hear the bird chirping some days going outside. That's how my ears, some days, it just goes in and out. But I get it, but it hasn't always been the case with me. I just know. You know what I'm saying? I just be knowing. I can see words in my spiritual eye. I can hear footsteps. I can hear a door slam. I can hear whispers. Okay, in my spirit. I mean, it's just so amazing. So you just have to depend. It just depends on where you are in your physical body. Maybe she said it that way because most in our society think intuition is weird, new age, woo-woo, or magic, and thus evil. In other words, she's saying it's normal. Oh, that makes sense. Girl, just say what you gotta say. But then there's me reading her book. Thank you, sis. That's a great point. Okay, let me ease up off of her. But I just need to go ahead and write that book, right, y'all? Because y'all people already know it's gonna be off the chain. But you made a great point. Okay. All right, listening is different from hearing. Hearing involves being aware of sound. Listening involves concentrating on sound. Stop and notice some of the sounds around you right now. Traffic, the wind in the trees, or the birds outside, the sound of TV, radio, or someone talking in the next room, the sound of you breathing, or the sound of silence. It's not just what you hear that can alert you to what's going on. All your senses are constantly picking up information from the world around you. Be aware of what you are. Be aware of what you see. Okay, everybody can't see. Take notice, for example, of the changing light throughout the day. Be more aware of how things feel to the touch. Notice the different smells in the air. Being more aware of your environment, the sight, the sound, the smells, etc. on an everyday basis will serve you well when the crucial messages need to get through. In a range of situations, when things seem out of place or unusual, you will recognize it's your intuition communicating with you. In any situation, be open to all the messages your intuition. Yes, I do. I'm gonna get my little hips in order. It's in me. Honey, I can just gather up pieces of paper and write. Y'all see all those quotes I put on Instagram. I can just, but look, this new thing we got going on, making those moves, hunty. Oh, the queen gonna be on it. Y'all gonna really see me getting on y'all nerves putting stuff out here. Cause I gotta do what I gotta do. Okay. Okay, in any situation, be open to all the messages your intuition is communicating, rather than interpreting a single signal unless it is overwhelming. For example, there's a strong smell of gas or smoke. The other person is clutching a weapon. A group of people are all looking extremely agitated. Be alert for a combination of signals. When the combination of messages your senses are receiving does add up, your intuition will come through loud and clear. You simply need to stay focused, ignore distractions, and act fast. Listen, I want to say this. I'm going to try to get through this. I want to say this. This is why I am so against religion. Now. I'm going to keep saying it, because religion really had me in a box. Religion had me limited. That's why I encourage people to tap into the spirit. Because religion teaches you to be more focused on, oh, I got to do this, having this, oh, I got to be perfect, I got to be blah, 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 right? It teaches you that you got to always depend on this one God in the sky. You got this one Holy Ghost to guide you, and you got to talk to Jesus in order to get to the daddy. Okay, I mean, we really think about it as hogwash. It make it make sense. Make it make sense. Okay, that sounds like Catholic stuff, which is, I gotta talk to the Father for forgiveness, and He's gonna take my petitions to God. I mean, let's make it make sense. Okay, so I'm getting to a point here. So when we come into spirituality, we're able to teach people how to sharpen those gifts. And you may say, Queen, why the hell is that even important? Because, like you said, she said that some of your emotions can override your intuition. You can miss it because they don't teach you to really be in tune. You're too busy trying to get this together, okay? Instead of really tapping in. Because that's why I will always teach when I was a preacher, your relationship with God is most important. You know, you may go out there, what they say demons fornicate. You may go out there and say, oh, I fornicated. You go to God. God say, oh, you all right? Oh, I've heard that. It ain't like they told you it is in the book. Somebody may watch this and say, she's teaching people how to sin. Baby, what is sin? Really, what is sin? Do we really know what sin and perfection? Do we really know what that looks like? Okay, I'm not going to go down there. Rabbit hole. But going back to what I said, this is very important because there's been times where I just been so caught up in trying to cross every T and dot every I that I wasn't in tune with my intuition. Like times where I think it happened last year. Spirit said, make sure you lock your car. And I didn't, and somebody rummaged through my car. All right. Spirit said, make sure you put just recently. Put your intuition, I call it spirit. Put your phone in your wallet, put the button it down. And I did not in my phone, what I'm talking to y'all now, it just fell in the parking lot and shattered. Okay, thank goodness I was able to get it fixed that day, but I got it that morning. Okay. A lot has been happening since I've been trying to get back to y'all. But this is why we need to sharpen it. This is why I am going to be pushing meditation and yoga, because there's different things, your body needs to be doing in a healthy manner so that you can get these messages. Okay, all of that ties in to your emotions and your intuition. And so this right here would be excellent for me to teach for people trying to figure out how do I know this God or whatever. I didn't even know to tell them. I forgot what I told, but some way, some system I had, it'll come back to me. But just tell them, pay attention to yourself. Whereas we've been taught to pay attention to everybody else. Okay? But if you pay attention to yourself, what's going on in your emotion, your body, you'll know when your intuition is at work. That's my point. Okay? She said, yes, many of our emotions are conditioned, so really aren't ours. That part. Absolutely. Okay. 9:02. All right, let me try to finish this up. All right. The function of emotions. We've seen then that your brain functions to create the best response to a situation, and it uses emotions as the catalyst to prompt you to act. Emotions move you, literally. There are three main areas where emotions are useful. Physical safety value. As you just read, emotions can prompt you to react quickly in response to danger. Emotions get your action and demand a response. They motivate you to take action and keep safe. It would appear that we have 6 basic emotions: fear, anger, disgust, surprise, sadness, and joy. See, 6 basic emotions: fear, anger, disgust, surprise, sadness, and joy. The main function of basic emotions like fear and disgust is to protect you. Disgust is an automatic response that we experience when we encounter something that might infect us and make us ill. Anger quickly transforms us to a state where we're ready to fight, and fear prompts us to flee from dangerous situations. These emotions don't wait for us to think, to reason, and process what's going on. Instead, they instantly warn you of danger and get you to move out of harm's way immediately. I shared this with y'all before, but it always comes up when I talk about fear and knowing that energy. In my 20s, I was a single mama. I just went through a divorce, and honey, I was out here. Okay, I'm free now. Okay, what's going on? So I met this guy on the dating line. It's not like how y'all do it now. It was get on the phone and you listen to the little messages. Me and my kids were just talking about it. You listen to the little audio messages and you push one on your phone to select somebody and leave them a message. Okay. Very, very crazy. So you could go on by their voice. You can't even see them. At least we're blessed now. We can see them and everything. We can research them. But it wasn't like that back in the day. So we called it, gotta get a feeling. But there was a guy that I met, one of the many guys I met, and if something told me, said, don't have him come to your house. I didn't like that because I had small children. So I met him at the gas station up the street. Oh my gosh, he was gorgeous. When I tell you his skin was cold black, y'all. He wasn't another nationality. He was a African American. He was a black man. His skin was cold black, smooth, beautiful, white teeth. His hair was intact. He had a nice body. What? Okay. You talking about tall, dark, and handsome, honey? Yeah, my type of man. But he gets out, and I'm looking. I'm like, oh my God, he gorgeous. I was thinking about having another baby. Looking at him. And when I walked up to him and all of a sudden, it was like, danger! Danger! I mean, just like that. Like, y'all, I don't know what that young man was into. But he had such a presence about him, like, girl, do not. I felt like I was in so much danger around that young man. I'm gonna tell you what I heard. And I felt like he would rape me, beat me. It was bad. I've never had that about anyone. He's the only one in all my years I've had that about, that I met. It was bad. And he could see, so what's wrong with you? And I was like, trying to get my words together. And he was like, can I come by later? And blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I must have been talking in another language. He didn't understand. Because he was like, you all right? You seem like you uncomfortable. You act like you scared. What's going on? Child. Somehow I was like, that conversation didn't last long. I cut that conversation, took my ass home, and did not call him back. That boy. Okay, so this is why we have to really cultivate that part of our life. Social value. Basic emotions such as fear and anger may appear to be self-serving rather than altruistic. But it could appear that emotions evolve not just to keep you safe, but also to bind us together with others. In fact, we all have a better chance of survival with others' needs in mind. Social emotions, also known as moral emotions. What the hell is that? She said, lean on, not on your own. This is to disconnect us from our instincts and intuition. Absolutely. I know, so it's like, yeah, honey, I don't think I would be sitting here today talking to y'all if I would have. I mean, that man was, you talking about what they say, the devil in disguise, you know? We know who the devil and the angel. But, I mean, he was gorgeous. But, honey, that energy was whack as hell. I had to get away from him. I was upset. I was like, damn, he's so fine. Shit. Okay, let's talk about moral emotions, such as trust, guilt, gratitude, shame, compassion, and love. Enable us to live and work with each other. Moral emotions. Have y'all ever heard of that? Now they're making up shit. Moral emotion? Okay. I'm going to go with it, y'all. But you know I have to pop my little jump. Moral emotion. I like it. I like it. It could grow on me. They regulate and guide our interactions. They allow us to initiate and maintain social ties and bonds that bring families, friends, neighbors, and communities together. To experience these emotions, you need empathy, an ability to understand how different actions, interactions, circumstances, situations influence and impact other people. You need to be aware of how your behavior may be received by other people, how you may be judged. For example, you may refrain from stealing because you know it will upset the other person. Huh? And you'll be judged as a bad person. First of all, your ass is going to jail. I've been through that. Let's go there. I am not being a nice little reader tonight, am I? Let's say that. But I understand what she's saying. I mean, I'm not trying to upset the stove and they throw my ass in jail. Y'all know they be fighting over me. Honey, I have a husband, wife. I can't do it. Okay, I can't do it. Okay, but I understand you don't want to be judged, okay? Creative value. Creativity is the ability to create and express ideas and thoughts through art, poetry, music, etc. When it comes to creativity, emotions are a double-edged sword. Emotions can inspire or hinder creativity. Anger can inspire a dramatic painting. Despair and sadness, for example, can paralyze creativity. But despair and sadness can and have inspired beautiful, moving poetry. In turn, creative experiences can provide and inspire emotions. A poem or film can move you to tears. So can a piece of music. If you've ever sat in heavy traffic getting more and more frustrated, only to find yourself perking up because a favorite tune just came on the radio, you'll know that music can completely change the way you feel. There's nothing like putting on your favorite song to lift your spirit. But music can also make you sad or fill you with determination. Emotions then help keep you safe. help you establish and maintain connections with other people, and inspire your creativity. Emotions can enhance and widen experience. Emotions can block or limit experience. Positive and negative emotions. Why are some emotions quote unquote good and others are quote unquote bad? Um, Say, no, I haven't heard the term, but it makes sense. I think it's behaviors agreed upon by a society that are judged good or bad. That part. Now you see you walking on my street. Hey neighbor, because you walking on my street. Absolutely. And so this has been my lesson in this. This is what I've been on. Like, we are so judgmental. Like, the judge people I talked about on one of my lives is, somebody being a murderer. Okay? The man that is in his home and somebody breaks in his home and the person doesn't have a weapon and he shoots him dead. We call him the hero. But the man that walks up to somebody on the street and shoots them dead, he's the murderer. But we don't know what the other person has done to receive that type of energy. Because y'all know I don't believe in karma because I'm a hoodoo practitioner. That's another teacher. But I believe in energy coming back around to revisit you. Okay? Because you could change your energy at any moment. Karma is, okay, you did something that's solid. Oh, you're going to get that back no matter what. I don't believe in that shit. Okay? Because anybody can change. But we say the change and them not getting back, the karma is God. See, that's a whole lot of hogwash. Change your energy. Change your frequency. And it will lift you up out of that whole shit you're in. Okay? Vibrations, I taught on that. And I don't know where it went on my phone. I was going to upload to Facebook. But vibrations, you feel the moving, you feel it, right? That's vibration. But frequency is a pitch, it's a sound. I told you I'll get my ear test. It's a pitch, it's a sound. And it moves you from out of that place into the next. So that's why I said you change your frequency. As I said, change your mindset, you change your life. You change your frequency, you could change your whole damn life. You could come out of poverty and be in the White House. You understand? And so this is why if you see things changing in my life, I'm changing the frequency. I no longer believe that I'm damned for everything that I do. You see, I'm living. I no longer believe that if I don't pay my 10% to a preacher in the church, because they can't take it to heaven and give it to God, I'm going to be cursed. I stopped believing that shit. I'm not giving nobody no offer. I'm giving myself an offer. I'm about for my business and money flourish. Understand? So when you change that frequency, you can move it up and out. So that's why I don't believe in karma. I'm closing my blind. But I'm going to do a whole teaching on that. I need to put that in the book. All right? And you're talking to the church girl. Oh, rababa, sata, baba, all that. So I stand firm on that. That was powerful to learn about. Okay, 9:15. All right, let's talk about this. When you feel good, you tend to open up and reach out. Now, I agree with that. This provides the basis for positive social interactions. Typically, you are more tolerant, more open to new ideas and new experiences. You feel more positive about situations and other people, generous and open to seeing possibilities. That's right. When you're feeling good, you're in that positive energy. Yes. Emotions that make you feel good can also motivate you. Hey, family. Hey, everybody. Can also motivate you to repeat an action or experience. The experience of joy is a pleasurable one. It motivates you to carry out the behavior that led to the emotion. If you feel good, you have the confidence to broaden your experiences. Please hit that thumbs up, y'all. That will make me happy. To broaden your experiences, to reach out and connect with others and make a contribution to the world. Feeling good enables you to think and behave in an entirely different way from emotions that make you feel bad. Emotions can be seen as an organizing response because they focus our thoughts and behavior. Emotions such as fear, anger, sadness, guilt, and regret narrow your perspective. You focus on what is wrong. Deal with the immediate threat. When, for example, you are faced with an exam, you might feel anxious, but this anxiety can focus your thoughts and behavior and make it more likely that you will prepare. Of course, the anxiety might also prompt you to avoid the exam. Your fight or flight response is activated and you withdraw, freeze, attack, or defend. Emotions such as jealousy, anger, and disappointment contract your world, whereas emotions such as hope, compassion, and happiness expand your world and the possibilities in it. You can even go twofold with that. You can even go twofold with that. It could very well be you being angry about something to make you change and be better. You understand? I've seen people feel good and be happy and go and have a damn killer spree. Oh, I feel, it's crazy. It's just your mindset. Where's your mind? Like, I feel good today. I'm going to commit a crime. I'm going to rob somebody. I mean, for real, y'all. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Listen to some of these murdering stories. Like, they were just chilling. And then after they do what they do, I'm talking about the ones that, wow. After they do what they do to their victim, they sit down and eat, have coffee. You understand? I mean, it's just crazy. It's just however you slice and dice it. Okay. Emotions have a positive intent. Judging emotions as positive or negative, good or bad, isn't very helpful. I agree. In fact, as we've just seen, all emotions have a positive purpose to keep you safe, to develop and maintain social ties, and to develop our creativity and self-actualization. So why do so many of us think that certain emotions are bad or wrong? It's all down to the beliefs, and that's you walking down my street. It's all down to the beliefs and expectations that we grew up with. For many of us, instead of being allowed to experience and express our feelings, come on and preach to me, our emotions may have been ignored, derided, belittled, or denied. I can agree. For example, if you were frightened of the dark and told an adult, I want the light on, I'm scared, you may have been told, don't be silly, of course you're not scared. Or perhaps you once said you hated your teacher, friend, sister, or brother, the response to be told you were wrong to feel like that. Ain't that the truth? Y'all, I think I'm going to get through. Almost done. The problem is, though, that those sorts of responses did little to teach you about understanding and managing feelings and emotions. Instead, these responses establishes ideas, beliefs, and expectations that certain emotions are bad or wrong. At one end of the scale, some of us learn to be restrained, to deny, ignore, or suppress them. Oh, she gonna make me cry. On the other hand, some of us have grown up in families where it was quite normal to openly express emotions and feelings. An open expression of emotions was normal, with hugs and kisses alternated between tears and angry shouting. The idea that we should aim to have good emotions, such as happiness and compassion, although well-intentioned, is not helpful because it suggests that we should try to eliminate anger and jealousy and other painful emotions. All emotions have a positive intent. Emotions such as fear, anger, sadness, guilt, and regret might not feel good, but they do have beneficial aspects. Oh, she teaching. As I've already explained, if you are faced with an exam, you might feel anxious. The anxiety may prompt you to avoid studying or even not turn up for the exam at all. But if it has a positive intent, the anxiety can focus you and make it more likely that you will study. What about difficult emotions such as regret? How can that be positive? The positive intent of regret is that it can motivate you to learn from and avoid the same mistake in the future. Regret is only negative when it paralyzes you. She gonna make me speak in tongues. My. When you are stuck in regret, you allow it to let you think there is nothing that can be done to change the situation. But that's not the emotion that is negative. It's your thinking and lack of action. Our beliefs have negative emotion. No, our beliefs about negative emotion contribute to why our emotions sometimes feel overwhelming and unmanageable. But try to keep in mind that emotions serve a positive purpose. Emotions are our body's way of communicating with us. They motivate us to take action in some way. Therefore, when you ignore, suppress, or deny an emotion, it prevents you from understanding or connecting with the important information your emotions are trying to convey to you. When you have beliefs that tell you that it's wrong to experience, I said that in the beginning. My God, express or provoke feelings and emotions, your own or other people's. You said that, sister. You said that, sister. Instead of managing them in an appropriate way, you may find yourself dealing with emotions in an appropriate, unhelpful way. Maybe you avoid films and TV programs that evoke emotions, deny or play down the fact that certain events or situations have happened. For example, that you didn't want the job you just failed to get to avoid showing your disappointment. But buried emotions want to make themselves known. That's powerful as hell. I'm going to say that again for all the people in the back. But buried emotions want to make themselves known. They want you to be aware of them, feel them, act on them, and release them. Oh my God. Denying, repressing, and burying feelings does not get rid of them. Instead, when an emotion is buried, it leaks out to other ways, either in passive aggressive or aggressive behavior. We look at this more closely in chapter 5. So, we've seen what emotions are, where they come from, and why we have them. We've also seen that emotions have a positive intent. The next step is to identify, understand specific emotions, their nature, levels of intensity, and the differences, similarities, and relationships between them. Y'all, that's good as hell. I'll be back with the second part. Looks like a lot of information to cover. I mean, y'all, I think that if anybody ever tell me to, come back and preach in my church, I'm going to preach this. Because you know what religion does and crazy belief system? They do just this, suppress your emotions. I told y'all. They say, don't be fornicating, don't be fornicating. The more I try not to fornicate, the more I fornicate. What? Now it ain't no fornication. I'm releasing my sexual energy. Okay? I'm moving that kundalini energy, using it to amp up my spell work, amp up everything I need, feel good. Ain't what? Fornication. Child bear. Okay? I'm just saying. But it gets worse. And I realized that when I became, everybody know, been very sexual from a young age. I'm just sharing with my kids today where that comes from. Trauma, of course, abuse, of course, and just having my own mindset. So a lot of things tie into who I am sexually. So when I came into spirituality and began to look at things different, it seems like I got more, I want to say, discipline in that area, because I know what I'm working with. I understand how that sexual energy works. I understand connecting with the right person and releasing that energy into each other and using it to manifest shit. We talking about sex magic. We talking about becoming one in the spirit and being with the right one. Okay, so now I have more discipline. And yes, I am poly, but even that is gonna tighten up. It's tightening up. It ain't a such thing with me, especially being spiritual. It's casual sex. We've got to be in a relationship, and then there's levels to that shit. Okay, because I have my boyfriend, my number one. It's like, y'all. It's just not she's having a good time. Blah blah blah. No, this is all a part of my spirituality. This is all a part of who I am, and I gotta be disciplined and responsible. Okay, just because I'm 49 years old, okay, I still have to be responsible because I'm dealing with people's lives in my life. Okay, so I had someone to hit me up today, and was like, I know what he was getting, because we just get together. He come in town, get a nice hotel because he's doing his business trip. We have casual sex, no intimacy at all, just okay, feel good, yeah. But I knew what he was getting around to. And this would happen like maybe once a year. Yeah, ain't that stupid? Once a year. Okay, you know the sex had to be fire once a year. All right. But he hit me up today, and I knew he was going with it. And then all of a sudden, he was like, "I gotta come see you." Pump your brakes, sir. I'm not doing casual sex anymore. I'm going somewhere with this. You understand? So dealing with those emotions and letting it out, even that's suppressing. Oh, I'm not gonna tell them this. I'm gonna hold this, and you gotta let that shit out. And maybe some of us, we do need to work on the delivery of it. Ask Spirit, and Spirit will tell you how to work on the delivery. Seriously, just tell it. I'm not doing that casual sex no more. Okay, I'm not saying you X'd out. If you want to be on my, be boyfriend number 2, okay, we're gonna have to talk. But now I'm in another way and like talk to my first boyfriend, because the last time he was like, yeah, you and this other guy going hot and heavy. What's going on? Because me and him are spiritually connected. It's deeper than what people know. But I can't do that anymore. Y'all got to deal with this shit. Y'all got to deal with these emotions. People marry and they can't stay faithful. You need to deal with that. Oh, that's just a whore. That's an adulterer. Maybe. It's in their bloodline that they can love multiple people at once. Okay? I'm not pushing, but I'm just saying, I'm seeing the problem. I'm seeing the problems. All right? We don't let people just be. If they do something, that's it. They're labeled as the adulterer. They're labeled as the murderer. They're labeled as the liar. They're labeled as the one that's the mean one. But are they able to release and show their emotions without being judged? That's the question. That's the core of a lot of problems. You understand? And so this is what A New Woman 08 is here for on YouTube. We're living life with Spirit. And I'm so grateful because I'm feeling better. I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking better. Life is good. Life for me is good. I'm able to understand my partner. He's able to understand me. I know what I want. I know what I don't. You understand? It's all in the core of you. Okay? What did Whitney Houston say? And Shaka Khan, I'm every woman. I love that song. It's all in me. It's all in me. She went all up in that note. But it's all in me. Okay? You can say I'm every man. It's all in me. Whatever energy you identify with, baby. However you identify. You may feel like you male, you may want to sing high pitch, baby. I ain't judging you. Whatever your energy looks like, work it. But you gotta know, you gotta be able to be free. That's the only way you're gonna live. Look, I done ran my mouth. A self-fulfilling life. Period. Meet me 9:30. We're going to the next one. We're going to be identifying and understanding emotions. I'm coming right back. Yes, she said you have maturity in that area now. Amen to that. A lot of us, I be like, excuse me? For real. Okay, I see y'all on the other side. Well, not on the other side, but the next. We ain't ready. We're not going on the other side. We were like, you ready? No, not ready. Not ready. See y'all on the other line. Okay, I'm signing out. All right, y'all, we'll be right back. That is hilarious. Lord have mercy.